So the conversion rate and kind of the poor follow-up, that's one of the things that you guys have kind of created a solution for people in real estate.
Right, so it's a scale issue. So right now, the way that most people are trying to solve this is they're hiring kind of third-party companies to try and do some of that nurture. And what we find is that the handoff of those leads is where things get very difficult, because as you start to call back or follow up, if you're contacting from a different phone number, the consumer doesn't recognize the number, so you're really starting all the way over again. A simple hack for that is send a text message first and let them know, hey, I'm calling you, and then basically make the outbound phone call. Because what people will do is if the phone rings, they never pick it up.
Right.
If there's a text, they pick it up and look at it. As they're looking at it, if your call is coming in, you're going to dramatically increase the likelihood that that call is going to be answered. And it gives them a clue in terms of who's calling at that moment in time. So the way that we try and do it, because we feel that people want to talk to the person that makes the decision. We basically have created some automation so that we scale you, the salesperson. And we do that by looking at most lead follow-up and nurture is a very repetitive process that is usually one direction. We're just broadcasting, right? We're trying to get a hold of them. So a lot of times we're leaving voicemails, we're sending text messages, and it's not an asynchronous communication right at that moment in time, because most people were interrupting them.
Sure.
So the way that we've tried to do this is by automating all of the outbound task. That when that person responds, which is going to be when they have the mental bandwidth, when they're really concentrating and saying, I'm going to handle this today, we want that call to come in directly to the salesperson. Because at that moment in time, we usually have one impression that we can make to build rapport, earn their trust, and everything else. National Association of Realtors, 3 top qualities: responsiveness, rapport, and seem trustworthy. But if you think of the order of that data, we need to be responsive in order to have a chance to build rapport. And once we build rapport, then they're going to let us have a long conversation so that we can earn their trust, basically, because that's going to come through the exchange of knowledge. So that's the way that we try and take care of that as much as possible, and just give our ability to scale up from each one of those communications. We just apply some automation, and it just does the simple task in a way that is very simple and conversational, so it looks like it's always coming from us, because that's who we want to do business with, is the person at the other end, basically.